Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girlz is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I want to give a big bless up to the Reggae Girlz out there. They ain't believe in us. John did. Reggae Girlz, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there, World Cup. Sadella Marley, nothing but love. Bless up from DJ Khaled.
And I'm representing for the Reggae Girlz.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal.
I want to give a big bless up to the Reggae Girlz out there. They ain't believe in us. John did. Reggae Girlz, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there, World Cup. Sadella Marley, nothing but love. Bless up from DJ Khaled.
And I'm representing for the Reggae Girlz. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself every time. Especially if you're qualifying for the World Cup back to back. You know what I mean? Sidela, big up yourself. One love every time. You know the thing go. Blessing off a flow like a river. Blessing off a flow like a river. What the Reggae Girlz do? Left them name night earth like a queen. Me have to big up the top soccer team. You know Massacre represent. Jamaica supporting every time. You know the thing go.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. So Davis, take it away.
My Talowers, how are you all? Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. Let me know how you guys are doing. I hope you're more rested than myself. I am absolutely shattered. Sorry about last night. I was supposed to give you guys a live stream last night, but to be honest with you, I was completely snowed under and I just didn't have enough time on my hands to do what I said I was going to do. So a bit like Sunday's show, what was supposed to be done on Sunday got pushed to Monday. Couldn't do it yesterday. And so I am here. What's my time? My time is saying a little over, let's say 1 a.m. in the morning for me. I know that is now midweek, firmly into my midweek. It should still be Tuesday for much of you guys, but nevertheless, finally getting round to giving you your weekend of action review where the Reggae Girlz are concerned. Again, do express my sorries. I usually give you guys the Reggae Girlz weekend of action review on my Sundays, along with the Reggae Boys results and so on. So I do apologize. Don't sit and be quiet. Do make use of the comment section. Let me know how you guys are doing. Yes, we are firmly into the international week. I should say international window. My apologies. And we have a taste of treat coming up. Reggae Girlz taking on France. They're playing away on French soil this Friday, and I am looking forward to that one. I don't know about you guys, but irrespective of all the noise or the limitations that we have to face, I am still looking forward to that clash. Let me know what you guys make of the upcoming International Women's Friendly there. As it says on the screen in front of you, France versus Jamaica, and that is taking place this Friday. So let me know what you guys make of that. Let me know your predictions. It is early days, but do let me know your predictions. Go ahead and throw in some starting 11 there if you must. Before I get started, I guess I should probably maybe have a look at the call-ups there. We can go ahead and do a quick little call-ups. Tonight's show, actually, I'm not going to focus too heavily on any previews, because I kind of think we're still a little bit too far out for a preview. I would usually do my preview either the day before, or sometimes if I'm pressed for time, I do it on the actual day. On this occasion, I think I'm going to keep it the same, to be honest with you. I'm going to give you guys my Reggae Girlz preview for the France clash on match day. Because today, Thursday, I should say, Thursday, I won't be available to sit with you guys, unfortunately. So let's just go ahead and see if I can find that squad list there. We could go through the squad list, and then afterwards, I'll dive right into some weekend of action review. It's been a while since I've done one where the Reggae Girls are concerned. I don't usually mix my weekend of action reviews together, saying that if we're into a international window, as we were last week of the men's team, I kind of paused for a brief period and just focused on the men's team for obvious reasons. And likewise, same goes with the Reggae Girls. Not going to be segueing too heavily as it relates to the Reggae Boys at club level. Right, so you should be able to see this one on the screen in front of you. In case you can't, no worries, I got you covered. This is how we're looking in terms of squad selection. I'm sure you guys are fully up to date now. I've done at least maybe, let's say, 2 live streams on the Reggae Girls squad, that is, and we've spoken about our captain, our skipper, Khadija Bunny Shaw, and also our former captain, Konya Plummer, both of whom are unavailable due to passport limitations. That one there, I think, is still open to interpretation. You guys go ahead and make your own mind up and blame whoever you want to blame. As I've already discussed, I'm kind of leaning towards numerous people, to be honest with you, agents, representative, the lack of player care officers within the women's game. And I'm also side-eyeing the JFF, or they're not escaping this one. I'm definitely looking at the JFF. I think JFF, for the most part, I think we're probably all well aware by now that they are most certainly allergic to transparency and honesty, if we want to put it politely, right? But we're going to stick a pin in it where they're concerned, and we're going to look at the squad announcement. So this one, I'm going to read it out to you guys from the back. So I'm starting off between the sticks. We have Rebecca Spencer and Sydney Schneider in defense. We have the Swaby sisters, so that is Chantel and Allison. Also have the welcome addition of Taylor Hines. And the players there that complete the selection in defense consists of Denven Blackwood, Vianne Sampson, and Melia Atkins. In midfield, we have another welcome addition there in the name of Lulu Jarvis. And to complete that set, we have Atlanta Primus, another welcome return of Jade Bailey, and also Shade Adamolakun. And we have Drew Spence, and another welcome new addition, I should say, in the name of Rihanna Blades. Up top, more welcome addition for Natasha Thomas. And to complete our forward line in terms of selection, we have Paige Bailey Gale, Kayla McKenna, Jodie Brown. Back in is Shania Hayles. We're going to be talking about Shania Hayles tonight, obviously, because we're going to be looking at the weekend of action review. And we also have Tiffany Cameron, Davia Richards, and Michaela Days. So let me know what you guys make of the squad announcement if you haven't done so already. Big up yourself there, Conrad. I hope you are in good health. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't hit the like button, guys, what exactly are you waiting on? Do you go ahead and hit the like button? Also, if you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe. I'm trying to see if I can pull my way to 5K subs before the end of the year. I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith, if I'm being completely honest. I don't actually think I'm going to touch 5K before 2025 says hello, but you never know. You never know. We keep on putting in the groundwork, I should say, and allow you guys to give me the necessary support here and there. So where should I start in terms of the leagues? I usually start in the WSL. I do like to follow a pattern, but maybe shall we mix things up a little bit? Shall we mix things up a little bit, guys? Let me know. I'm happy to be led by yourselves there in the comment section. Let me know if you want me to like mix things up just a tad bit. People like and share. You heard what the man said there, guys. Like and share. You know what? I think I'm going to segue massively here, and I think I'm going to start things off in Asia. Why not? let's see if we can get up my results there in Asia. It just means I'm going back on myself, but oh well, let's give myself a little bit of a challenge. Let's see if I can do this one. All right, so I'm going to take my eyes away from the comment section and also the main screen. So currently I can't see you guys there in the comment section. So if you drop a comment and I don't respond, promise you I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see for the time being. All right, so sit tight. Let's kick things off in Japan. And if we're going to Japan, you must know the reason why, right? There's only one reason why we're going to be making that long distance journey all the way to Asia, all the way to Japan. And it is for that team right in front of you, or at least I'm hoping that you guys can see the team in front of you. That is the team belonging to Vian Samson. I'm sure you guys are already aware of this. And the good news continues as it relates to Inak Kobe. And as I said, that is the team they're belonging to. Samson seems as if life in Japan's going her way. If we are to look at what's in front of us, that is, formerly she played for a team called Jeff United, JEF United. And she since jumped ship, found herself a new home in Kobe, Inak Kobe. I prefer to call them Kobe, to be honest with you. Kobe FC is what I refer to them as, but each to their own. I'm not sure what you guys call them, but that is what I choose to refer to them as. So this is pretty much what you call pretty reading there in terms of the previous results. I think I'm going to pause where it says, let's see, Friday, the 14th of September there, where we had the 1-1 draw right at the top of the screen. Reason being is I remember at the start of the season where things was a little bit rocky. Results weren't looking the way that we wanted it to. And particularly when we looked at this particular results here, where Kobe are concerned. I think this team that they played is called Elfen Saint-Ama. I think that's what they're I think that's how they pronounce their name. Apologies if I butchered that one. But saying that to say, since then, where as I said, things were slightly not what we had in mind. Safe to say that for someone like Samson, going over to a new club, she definitely appears to be getting on with things. Seems as if she's definitely well settled. She seems to be one of those players, and that's without knowing her on a personal level, but she does come across as almost like a manager's dream. You want to have these players in your team because they are adaptable to different environments, coachable, likable, real people person. That's the impression I get when I look at Vian Samson from a distance. But hey, I don't know her on a personal level. So take what I say as a pinch of salt. That's just what I think of her. I don't know what you guys make of Samson. If you've managed to rub shoulders with her, do let me know. Steer me in the right direction. So yes, going back to the results, as I said, you're looking at the most recent result. They're taken from the September period through to the current, where we're now in October. And as I said on my last few live streams there, just before the men's international break, we're pretty much picking up from where we left off. And with that, let me go ahead and give you some additional information, add some meat to the bones of what I've said. With that being said, Vian Samson and Kobe FC extended their winning run to 8 as the Japanese side keep the pressure on league leaders. And let's go ahead and look at their league leaders, because at one point I think we were looking at them somewhere down in, I think, this position right here. But since then, things have continued to move in the upward trajectory, and you can see there that they are currently tailing their league leaders. They currently occupy the number 2 position, and long may it continue. I'm hoping I should say that they could leapfrog the league leaders into the number 1 position, but that is probably going to take some doing. But saying that, we will most certainly, a bit like what we do with the other teams, keep an eye on how things continue to pan out as it relates to Kobe FC and Vian Samson. Now, the other team that league, I should say, that I want to look at very briefly is actually Liga MX. And for context purposes, we're obviously looking at women's football, right? So we're going to jump ship and look at Liga MX. And this, again, for context, for clarity, this is the top tier of women's football in Mexico. I don't think it should be a stranger to you guys. You guys should already be familiar with Liga MX, given that we've had a number of Reggae Girls playing in this particular league. But for the time being, the two clubs there that we're focused on is Mazatlan, that is the club belonging to Chinelu Asha, the veteran Chinelu Asha, and also one more of our trailblazers, similar to Asha. We have Denden Blackwood. So two of our trailblazers there. And I think it's important to add the emphasis of being trailblazers. These were a few of the girls there that built us up to where we currently are, to the present, down in the dumps with us. And they managed to do all the groundwork. And much of that groundwork, obviously, they've tasted much of that in terms of, playing at the Women's World Cup from 2019 to also the 2023 edition. Fortunately for Denden Blackwood, that is Chinelu, however, she's already managed to secure a World Cup into her back pocket, which I think it's safe to say is a lot of players' dreams. Some players ultimate dream is to play at the World Cup with their country or qualify for a World Cup with their respective countries. A lot of players aren't able or cannot just make dreams come to a fruition. But for someone like Chinelu Asha, thankfully she's managed to achieve that. What the future looks like for a Chinelu Asha, I think is pretty much still left unknown. Still interesting to intrigued to see what the federation does with her in the future, or what the current coach does with a Chinelu Asha in terms of player selection and so on. Of course, it is down to the coach's discretion. It is his squad. He's going to go with what he thinks works best. But as I said on other live stream, and I can't ignore something if I think it is not necessarily a massive issue, because as I said, the coach is in charge of the team. But bare minimum, I definitely don't want to see any more of our trailblazers treated in the way that a few of our trailblazers were treated from the first World Cup appearance squad. So, the girls who managed to take us to the first ever FIFA Women's World Cup, that World Cup cycle of 2018, which spilled over to 2019. Safe to say the way that some of those girls were just pushed to the side and forgotten about is distasteful, to say the least, and would like to see that not happen again for the current Reggae Girls. Definitely don't want to see more of the same repeating itself. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But again, yes, of course, I understand the coach is in charge. I think it's just the way that people do things, the way that some of the girls were treated in the past. I think, again, just pushed to the side and completely forgotten about. In an ideal world, I would have liked to have seen them get the appropriate send off, and it doesn't necessarily have to come in the fashion or the form of selecting them and bringing them into camp and playing them. Obviously, there's different ways of giving people their flowers. It could be something as simple as a lovely gesture, so inviting them to a game, accommodating them, allowing them to walk out before kickoff, wave to the crowd, that type of thing, because they are trailblazers. When you look at players like your Chinelu Asher, that's no name that can just be swept under the rug. That is one of your trailblazers. So yeah, be interesting to see, as I said, how this one pans out. But going back to Liga MX, and first team that you guys are looking at there is Mazatlan. And as I said, that is the club there belonging to Chinelu Asha. Not the results that they would have wanted. This one does read for itself. They lost 5-2 against Toluca. Again, not the results that we would have wanted. Something a little bit more better to sweeten your appetite there as it relates to Denden Blackwood and also Yunnan. So that's two teams there to reiterate as things stand in Liga MX, accommodating two of our Reggae Girls, two of our trailblazers. And Yunnan, that is what you call a thrilling game, an entertaining game. I'm hoping that you guys can still see the results there on the screen in front of you. And with that being said, that just means that Denden Blackwood and UNAM fought hard to seal a victory in a 5-4 thriller against Cruz Azul. So I'm going to click on that one there so you guys can see it quite large on your screen. And you can see there 5-4. So an entertaining game to say the least. If you guys manage to catch this one, these games for me, for obvious reasons, based on location, based on both of our location, it's really difficult to watch games being played in Mexico because the time difference is an absolute pain, right? It's not the easiest of games to try and tap into. If you guys are a little bit more fortunate than myself, maybe you guys based in the United States or across the Caribbean, do let me know what you guys make of UNAM. One thing I will say about this club is that they seem to be in high support of Blackwood. You do tend to see her posted up like she's one of their poster girls. I'm not sure if that's something that's written in her contract or if it's just something that they just work with the flow. But she's clearly, from an outsider looking on, she does appear to be quite adored and appreciated by her Mexican club. And long may it continue. Another one of the Reggae Girlz there, playing in a league where the mother tongue isn't her own, but she does seem as if she's enjoying football in Mexico. And if that is the case, then, goes without saying, long may it continue for her. All right, so I'm going to segue and tap into the WSL. The WSL, top flight of women's football here in England. I'm gonna try and see if I can make this one a breeze for you guys. Let's see what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there. I do hope that you guys can see my screens, however. And where should we start? There's quite a handful of games here for us to look at. I guess we could start with the first one on the screen. So that is the London Derby. So London Derby there, Chelsea versus Tottenham. You guys should already know who plays for who plays for where. But in case you guys have managed to forget for whatever the reason might be, just go ahead and jog your memory. Tottenham Hotspurs, that is the club there belonging to the lady between the sticks, that is Rebecca Spencer, and the maestro in defense, Drew Spence, right? And I'm not going to spend too long on the results because it's not exactly a pretty reading, is it? Given that it is a London derby. These two clubs here, it's an, I don't know how it is where the women's football is concerned. I think it's safe to say the rivalry is not as potent as it is in the men's game. But in terms of the men's game, this is a massive derby. I kind of feel like Chelsea fans despise Spurs fans more than they do Arsenal. And that's just because of the people I grew up around and, having worked in football and being part of certain conversations. I don't get the sense that that's the same though in the women's game. I think in the women's game it's definitely more subtle than it is in the men's game. But saying that to say, again, I'm not going to spend too much of a time reading this result out to you because it does read for itself. Drew Spence and Rebecca Spencer, and also Tottenham lost 5-2 against Chelsea in a London derby. One thing I will say though, whilst we're talking about Tottenham, is it can't be ignored. Massive fan of diversity, and they're definitely ticking a few boxes there as it relates to representation and diversity. And a while back, I also noticed the level of representation and diversity where Tottenham are concerned, but more so in their backroom staff. I'm not sure if much of that spills over into the women's side of the game, but where the men's side of the game is concerned, I did notice backroom staff. When you look at like their academies, for example, there's a plenty diversity where that is concerned. And of course, they're a North London club, so to be diverse shouldn't come as a surprise. But when you look at certain teams there in the WSL, you don't have to look far. You just have to stick your head out if you're in North London. Definitely more diverse, and their representation is quite pleasing when you compare it to their closest rivals, right? Not going to mention their name, but I do think you You guys know where I'm going with this one, right? All right, so we're going to pause and we're going to go ahead and look at a few more results there where the Reggae Girls are concerned. I guess the next one up is the Foxes. You should know who plays for the Foxes. If you don't know, I'll go ahead and give you a gentle reminder. The Foxes being Leicester City, that is the new home of Chantal Swaby. I think I can stop reminding you guys now that that is the new home. Sometimes I like to echo myself because I know that some people miss out on previous live streams, but I think today might be the last time that I say her new home. If you don't know that this is now her new home, then I'm not really sure what to tell you. You should be watching the live stream week in, week out. And of course, for context, that just meant that she left her French side, FC Fluhy, and now she is a Leicester City player. And I think, given that she is probably, you know, it's the first part of the season, I think it's safe to say, is now out the way. So taking things into context in the sense that she is essentially a new recruit, only brought in over the summer, I think that probably explains the slow progression there. I know we've sat week in, week out, and we're so used to seeing her play either sat on the bench or coming off and so on. Although it wasn't like that during preseason. During preseason, we saw her make her debut. She did so down in Australia, played in a Australia tour, also took on her compatriot Khadija Bonishaw and Manchester City. So she made her debut in a friendly, and also has since made her official debut in the sense of her competitive debut, right? So there goes your context where Leicester City and Chantal Swaby is concerned. And if I scroll up, you guys should be able to read the results for yourself. If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. So what that meant is that Chantal Swaby watched on from the bench as Leicester City produced a controlled 1-0 win over Everton. And I do say controlled because you can see here the goal scorer netted inside the 8th minute. So goes without saying, it is a controlled victory. Yes, it is 1-0, but sometimes 1-0 does the job, and on this occasion it most certainly did. And fair play to the Foxes to score so early into the game and to hold on to that 1-goal lead. It takes a lot of doing, it takes a lot of work, and they managed to walk away with the all-important 3 points. And what a moment to do it, just on the stroke of international break. That's how you want to go into these international break. You want to go into the break on a positive rather than a negative. So if we just pause right there and then look at the rest of the league, guess the next one up for us is Liverpool, the Reds. And if we go ahead and look at the lineup there, the scoreline reads for itself, doesn't it? But we're gonna just take a quick little segue and look at the lineup there where Liverpool are concerned. Actually, I should start off here. You could see Taylor Hines, new recruit Taylor Hines. She was subbed off inside the, I believe it was the 46th minute, but let me just double check that for you guys before I misinform you. When was she subbed off? She was subbed off, yes, correctly. She was subbed off during the 46th minute. Now, I don't want anyone going off and having like alarm bells being rung. I've tried to look at this in a balanced perspective where Taylor Hines and Liverpool are concerned. As I said, the results does read for itself. They actually came from behind the Crystal Palace, the away side. The visitors netted inside the 14th minute, with the Reds pegging them back inside the 37th minute. So come full time, they shared the points there in a 1-1 draw. Now going back to Taylor Hines, it's good to see, actually, if I just backtrack a little bit where Liverpool's concerned. Let me just go ahead and click on a previous result. We already discussed this result here, which is now we can look back in hindsight and say that was a Reggae Girlz derby. So for context, with the draw over the weekend against Crystal Palace, what that meant is that Taylor Hines and Liverpool shaked off their 2-1 defeat over her compatriot and captain Khadija Bonishaw and Manchester City. Now, if we go back to Crystal Palace there, as I said, Taylor Hines substituted there inside the 46th minute. Let me just go on pause where that substitution is. And as I said, trying to make sense of it without making people panic, because I think normal football fans, when you see any of our players there substituted either on the stroke of halftime or just after halftime, people tend to just think quite negatively. But I'm trying to see things from like a balanced perspective. And I think for me, I'm looking at it as probably a precautionary decision there where the coach is concerned. I think it's probably about managing Taylor Hines' minutes more than anything. I think I've already stated to you guys that she was instrumental in winning the 2021-2022 Women's Championship with Liverpool. And since then, following season, played 22 fixtures there for the Reds. And I think, it's, as I said, as it relates to someone like a Chantal Swaby and a Leicester City. For context purpose, I think, precautionary decision in mind. I think it's probably the Liverpool manager there potentially just wanted to give um, Taylor Hines as much rest as possible because, as I said, we've now gotten over the first hurdle of the season. The first part of the season is done and dusted, but it is still a long season. And I think given how instrumental of a player that she is for Liverpool, I think they do want to take precaution where necessary. Later on into the season, obviously you can't afford to rest players unnecessarily. But at the first part of the season where you might be able to just pull her either at the stroke of halftime or just after halftime, then why not go for it? Because it is going to be a long season, so use those minutes wisely. Some added bonus there that she can potentially keep in her arsenal. Already mentioned this on our previous show that we have seen her level up where the ranking is concerned as it relates to Liverpool. Of course, we've seen her done both of the armbands there, vice captain armband and also the captain's armband. So safe to say that she is an important player for Liverpool, and long may it continue. So again, that right there is just for context purpose. I know some of you probably look and wonder why was she substituted inside the 46-minute. Again, this is just my own interpretation of trying to understand why she was taken off. I'm just putting this one down to a precautionary decision there by the gaffer, right? And where are we going? I guess we could just segue and make our way to the championship. Think we're quite privy there, guys, to have a number of our reggae girls playing in some top leagues, top notable and respected leagues across the globe. And women's championship, you definitely have some tasty fixtures there where the English women's championship is concerned. I'm sponsored by Barclays, second tier of women's football in England, and goes without saying, echoing myself here, but if you win the Barclays Women's Championship, then it just means that you get promoted to the top tier, which is the WSL. So where are we starting things off? I guess we could go ahead and potentially look at the first team in front of me. First team in front of me is actually Blackburn Rovers, and the Blades being Sheffield United. You guys should know who plays for Sheffield United. And if you don't know, I'll go ahead and give you a gentle reminder. That is the club there belonging to Jade Bailey. Quite pleased for Jade Bailey. A bit like your Chantal Swaby, another one of our reggae girls there who have found a new home. Now, this signing there with the Blades, as I said to you guys on previous live stream, signed for the Blades. The announcement came late November. I think this one came for us around like the 21st of November. That was when Sheffield United announced the signing of Jade Bailey. So as I said before, excited to see how this one pans out for her. I do hope and pray that she can just complete this season completely untouched. I hope that she doesn't suffer any significant injuries. You know how it is with football, to go through an entire season injury free. If you manage to do that, then you're doing something right. You are doing something right. Plus added tax. Saying that to say it's not completely abnormal for the footballers there to pick up the odd knocks here and there. And As it relates to Jade Bailey, I think we're familiar with the history of her career, a couple of downfalls here and there. I'm hoping that we don't see more of the same where the Blades are concerned. I'm praying, as I said, that she completes this season injury free. It's good to see now, given that I think she's had enough time with her new club to get her feet under the table. It's good to see now that we're seeing from the last string of games there that she's now like anchoring that midfield position there where the Blades are concerned. If I go back and look at a few of the games, I think I might have to click on Sheffield United for you guys to get a gist of how she's been looking. So you guys have already looked at the Blackburn fixture. Guess we could go ahead and look at the Birmingham game there for context purposes. Again, you could see Jade Bailey there starting in the starting 11. So that's two games there on the bounce. And you could also see her starting over Bristol City as well. There she is. We've done in the number 25 jersey. So if you're up for buying a Sheffield United jersey, why not buy your Jade Bailey jersey? Get the number 25 on your back, people. So again, for context, given that she is still a new player, a bit of a slow start to life with the Blades, and that is completely understandable. Usually when you're a new player, they're not just going to throw you into the team just like that, tend to give you enough time to settle in. I think people need to also remember that when these players sign for clubs, there's other issues that need to be ironed out that isn't necessarily football related. So when it comes to potentially relocation, what relocation looks like in terms of finding an apartments or whatever it might be, sorting out little family bits that needs to be hashed out before you can focus on your football. So that could be one of the reasons there why it was a little bit of a slow start, not to any great extreme, but a little slight slow start there for Sheffield United and Jade Bailey. But I think a player of her quality clearly now into the team. I don't seeing her. I'm not anticipating her letting this one slip through her fingers. I think she's going to be anchoring that position there for the duration of the season, unless she's being managed for precautionary reason. Definitely have it in her arsenal there to be one of the regular players for the Blades. And I think this is probably a start of things to come, given the last string of games there where the Blades are concerned, given the back-to-back starts there with Jade Bailey. Long may it continue. This one, the results definitely reads for itself. Jade Bailey and Sheffield United defeating Blackburn Rovers 2-1. And this is, let me go back to the table again for a little bit of context there so you guys can see what I can see. You can see there 7 games played, guys, 6 losses, 1 win in their back pocket, and that win comes from the game there that I just touched on with you guys, right? So that's Jade Bailey and Sheffield United produced their first victory and first points of the season, having defeated Blackburn Rovers 2-1. So long may the good news continue. Long may maximizing those all important points continue. With Jade Bailey, I am hoping, as I said, I've said this so many times, but I do want her to have an injury-free season, because I think that she's a brilliant player, and she does without no idea what just happened there, guys. I hope my live stream didn't just end on me. I don't think it did. But as I was saying, she does deserve a injury-free season. I don't know what the heck just happened, but let me try and see if I can bring back up that result. Or matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at the rest of the championship. I hope you guys can still see me. Apologies for that. I'm not really sure what just happened, but anyways, let's stick a pin in it where the Blades and Jade Bailey is concerned, and let's go ahead and look at a few more games in the championship, the amazing championship. Let's see, where are we going, guys? What's next for us? It would help if I just backtrack and come out of Sheffield United. Right, so let's see. Need to go back quite a bit. Spent a long while talking about the Blades and Date. All right. So let's go ahead and look at Birmingham City. I think you guys already know who plays for Birmingham City, right? Do I need to echo myself? Okay, fine. That is the club belonging to our number 14. Number 14 is Siobhan Wilson. Now, another player, a bit like Jade Bailey there, where injuries concerned, I am hoping extended those prayers over there to Siobhan Wilson. I'm hoping and praying that she does have a injury-free season. I think, again, so let me just speak to you guys as if you have no idea what's going on, because sometimes I might say something and people probably haven't caught up on the latest to do with Reggae Girlz. So I do like to speak in context because not everyone is up to speed. So if I'm telling you something that you already know, I'm not just speaking for yourself, I'm speaking for everybody else who don't follow the Reggae Girlz religiously, a bit like you and I. All right, so I'm trying to bring us all on the same page. So right, as it relates to Siobhan Wilson, I was thinking about this player today, and I think the perfect comparison that I could think of, in terms of her making a return from injury, suffered a ACL injury. Currently, the only player that I can really think of is Arsenal's Timber. And that just goes in terms of the comparisons there as it relates to injuries, so both of them suffered ACL injuries, made their return, and focusing more so on Siobhan, made her return from the injury some months back. Then we saw her in preseason with Birmingham City. Then it kind of went a little bit quiet, and then she's made her return. And I think I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely a I don't know if situation is the right word, but it's definitely something that I think is worth keeping our eyes on. I know that she's already extended her contract, and that contract should last until the summer of 2025. But time does fly, we're almost closing off on 2024. But she is a bit like your Jade Bailey, the player. The talent speaks for itself. But sometimes when you suffer those unfortunate, nasty, untimely injuries, they do tend to have a knock-on effect, especially when you're dealing with your ACL injuries. It is difficult to, go back to your best or surpassing your best. So I think, as I said, this situation here as it relates to Siobhan Wilson and Birmingham City, definitely worth keeping our eyes on. But there is some at least good news. I spoke to you guys on my previous live stream as it relates to these club updates for our respective Reggae Girls are concerned. And as I said to you guys, yes, she was spotted in training for Birmingham City. And now you can see there that she was sat on the bench, again, done in the number 14 jersey. And it is a good read there if you support Birmingham City and Siobhan. They secured an all-important 2-0 victory against Southampton. So minutes-wise, you don't need to be a scientist, you don't need to be an expert when it comes to ACL injury. It is a bit of a slow burner in terms of you cementing your name back into the starting 11, playing regular football, accumulating the necessary minutes. But this is definitely a player a bit like your Sade Adamolakun and your Jade Bailey. This is another player that I definitely have high hopes for, and I do want things to go her way so that she could make a return to the national team. I think judging by some of you guys' reaction there over the years, that she's definitely one of your fan favorites, right? So I know that you guys, a bit like myself, definitely want to see Siobhan Wilson back in the national team. Now, the other team there for us to look at is probably the most entertaining game of the weekend. I don't know what you guys make of that. Maybe you guys can point me in the right direction. Maybe there was a more thrilling encounter. Now, I do need to go ahead and find Newcastle United and Charlton Athletic. So as I always call it, when we have a Reggae Girl versus a Reggae Girl, or Reggae Girls versus Reggae Girls, depending on the number of players per team and so on, this is what I would like to call a Reggae Girl derby, right? And I think that's the perfect name for these type of clashes when you have Reggae Girls versus Reggae Girls. So Shania Hayles, She plays for Newcastle United. And Atlanta Primus, she's currently on loan, a season-long loan there with Charlton Athletic. So let's just go ahead and look at the start 11 there, so you guys can cast your eyes on our players. You have the number 7, Shania Hayles, and also donning the number 35 jersey for Charlton Athletic. The jersey, which I am assuming means a lot to the family of Atlanta Primus, given that her dad also played in the number 35 jersey, coincidentally also for Charlton Athletic as well. So there's definitely some family history, family heritage there where the number 35 jersey is concerned. And I'm sure it's not a coincidence. Clearly, she selected that number for a reason, right? So 2 of our girls there, 2 of our Reggae Girlz, Atlanta Primus for Charlton Athletic, and also Shania Hayles for Newcastle United. Now, this one was a thriller, 6-goal thriller, guys. Exciting game. Probably the perfect ending if you support Reggae Girlz and you have a Reggae Girlz clash going head on. Me personally, I do prefer a draw. Sorry. I do prefer a draw. I know the girls, obviously, if you're playing for Newcastle United, for Shania, you obviously want the Toons to win. If you're playing for Charlton Athletic, you obviously want the Addicts to win in the sense of Atlanta Primus. But for me, as a neutral, the draw works best for me. Shake hands and move on. And this game right here, guys, definitely was a cracking encounter. Newcastle, though, goes without saying that they're probably kicking themselves, guys. If you can cast your eyes on when Charlton Athletic managed to salvage a point, you can see those 2 important goals there came inside the latter stages of the match, and it's deep inside the last stages of the match there. To be precise, these two goals there came inside the 90 plus minute, so deep inside added time. And that's probably one of the worst ways to be pegged back into a game, because you don't have no time on your hands to sneak a win. They've pegged you back at the depth, and you just have to just take it on the chin and say fair play. For context there, you also have Newcastle United. They actually played this one out, completed the dying stages there with 10 players, with one of their players. Amber Keegan Stubbs, she saw red deep inside the 83rd minute. But the biggest story of the lot comes from our very own Reggae Girl, and definitely makes her a pretty reading, doesn't it? You can see the hat-trick queen there, Shania Hayles, netted a hat-trick, and what a wonderful way to do it, just on the stroke of international break. First goal came inside the 5th minute, second goal inside the 14th minute, and the third goal to complete the hat-trick came inside the 68th minute. So with that said, Shania Hayles produced 3 goals as 10 women Newcastle United surrendered a 2-goal lead inside the second half of stoppage time to draw a 3-all against Atlanta Primus and Charlton Athletic. So 6 goals in that entertaining clash there, where 2 of our Reggae Girls are concerned. I don't know about you guys, but I can't be mad at it. Goals galore, sport for choices where the goals are concerned. I'm imagining if you're a Toon or a Magpie, you're probably feeling a little bit pissed that you managed to miss out on maximum points. 3 important, crucial, pivotal points at the depth. Sometimes football can be cruel, sometimes football can be kind. On this occasion, I think it's safe to say for the Toons or the Magpies, it's a little bit unkind, but that's just football for you. Staying on the conversation as it relates to Shania Hayles, though, hat-trick in the bag. And this is a new player there for Newcastle United. And with that said, she has managed to bag her first hat-trick for the Toons. Long may it continue. Hopefully, things continue to gather some momentum there where Shania Hayles and the Toons are concerned. I think it's safe to say Newcastle United is an intriguing club. Last year, we found ourselves, let me not speak for you guys. Last year, I found myself cheering on Newcastle United for Paige Bailey Gill. And obviously, she has since moved on She no longer plays for Newcastle United. And kind of felt a little bit pissed for her actually, because I thought that would have been the ideal setup for her. Was hoping that they would hold on to her and make that deal, that agreement there with themselves and Paige Bailey Gale a long-term contract agreement, but it wasn't to be, and she's now playing elsewhere. And this season again, find myself supporting them. So for the time being, doesn't seem like we're going anywhere in terms of putting Newcastle United in the back of our mind. Here we are supporting them once more, and all thanks to Shania Hayles. So let me know what you guys make of the results so far. I'm see what you guys are saying there in the comments section. Definitely not ignoring you guys, but as I said, when I'm reading out the results, I can't see you guys in the comment section because my eyes are locked somewhere else. So I do apologize. Night Rider, good evening to yourself. Good evening, Owen. Zoe, we're going to be talking about Zoe for funny enough. Jordan says I hit 1.57K subs. I gave you a shout out on my community tab. Thank you. Big up yourself there, Jordan. If you're not familiar with Jordan's channel, do head over to his YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. All right, guys. So we're going to be segueing a bit, right? And still continuing the conversation there with the weekend wrap up where the Reggae Girls are concerned. And I'm going to take a quick little trip up to Scotland. If I'm going to Scotland, you should definitely know who we're about to check in on. And that is if I can find the appropriate tab to bring up for you guys. So many tabs on my screen. All right, let's just go ahead. I think this is the right one. So we're going to take a lovely little trip there up to Scotland, and we're going there for one reason and one reason only, guys. That is for the little pepper pot, Sade Adamolokun. I've said this again, I'm going to say it once more. It might not be the last time. I'm delighted to see her back in the squad. I kind of feel like she was done dirty last season, guys. I felt like she was robbed, Each to their own, each to their own. This is not me throwing no one under the bus. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just my thoughts. I felt like she was done dirty last season there, guys, as it relates to international call-up. I think she did the job. She did what she needed to do with her club, but she probably just wasn't the manager's cup of tea. These things tend to happen in football. She's a big girl. I'm sure she can take it. So as it relates to Sade and her club, in case I haven't said it already, she plays for Hearts in the top tier of women's football in Scotland, the Scottish Women's Premier League. Now, for context, let's just go ahead and show you guys the important information there that you guys are seeking out. So you can go ahead and cast your eyes there on the assists. First assist of the two there, produced by Sade, and this one came inside the 72nd minute. And the second assist, again, from Sade came inside the 88th minute there. So banging form coming into the international break there for the Reggae Girls. And we know what she's capable of. I'm hoping that we can see the Sade that I saw under Vin Blaine. I know that name rubs some of you up the wrong way, but it's for context purpose, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm hoping that we can see the Sade there that we saw under former Reggae Girls head coach Vin Blaine, because I think, I followed the Reggae Girls long enough. For me, that stint there under Vin Blaine was her best performance as a Reggae Girl. And I think that is when I noticed like the transition of her leaving. When you transition, every player has transition, be it in the men's game or the women's game. Women's game is no difference, where you make that transition from being a girl into a woman. And I think I was seeing that transition there, especially where the international team is concerned, playing for the senior women's Reggae Girls squad. But as I said, things kind of fell off for her, unfortunately, but she seems to be back in the game with us. Hopefully it is long term, but to each their own as it relates to player call-ups. So with that said, back to the game. In case I haven't said it already, Shade Adamolukan registered 2 assists and in doing so inspired Hearts to a 3-0 win over Montrose. Now, what I like about this is you guys know just how difficult this league is, right? Top tier of women's football in Scotland, but they're holding their own so far. That is Shade and Hearts. You should be able to see this one on the screen in front of you. In case you can't see it, don't worry, I got you covered. I got you covered. You can see Shade there and Hearts. They are currently in the 3rd position. Now they are level on points with Rangers. Level on points, 27 points apiece. And not only the good news doesn't stop there, but being on 27 points, they are now just 1 point behind league leaders Glasgow City. Now, again, for context, I don't want people to get carried away, but the key difference here in terms of who is in the somewhat of a better position temporarily, points aside, you can also see the goal difference there. Shade and Hearts, they have 39 as their goal difference. Sitting in the 2nd position, Hearts, however, they have the superior goal difference of the 3, despite sitting in 2nd position. They have 52 as their goal difference with Glasgow City. They have managed to tally up a goal difference of 41. So things is quite tense there up in Scotland, right? Things there where Scotland and Hearts are concerned. And you know who I'm rooting for. You know who I want to go the distance, but it's a bloody tough league. We've already cheered on Rangers with with Alex, Chantel Swaby. Not cheering for them this time round. Though I have no reason to cheer for them this time. My full support goes to Hearts. Let's see where else we're going, guys. Let me see where else we're going. I don't think I've given you guys any conversation there where Spanish football is concerned. Have I? Have I spoken about Spanish football, guys? I feel like I did, right? I'm pretty sure I started off the show talking about Spanish football. Let me know in the comments section, guys, because I don't want to repeat myself. I feel like I've spoken about Liga F. Have I spoken about Tiffany Cameron and Kayla McKenna? I don't want to repeat myself, guys. I feel like I have, but something's telling me that I didn't. So Conrad, you've been listening from the start. Let me know if I spoke about Liga F there, where Real Betis and Madrid FC's concerned, and also Espanyol for Trudy Carter. I might not have spoken about Liga MF, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a spin. And if I'm repeating myself, guys, I do apologize. This is probably why I should just not take myself out of my usual routine, because I've now kind of I screwed myself over if I'm now repeating myself. So I do apologize. You guys are not answering there in the comment section. All right. So if I'm repeating myself, I'm just going to brush over this, right? Because I feel like I might be repeating myself. So, all right, let's just dive right into it. Madrid CFF, that is the club there belonging to Kayla McKenna. You don't need me spending a long time on this one, do you? Definitely don't need me spending a long time, and I won't, for obvious reasons. If you look at the results, and also cast your eyes on the subs bench, donning the number 12 jersey, that is our reggae girl, Kayla McKenna. Unfortunately, they fell to a narrow 1-0 defeat over Real Madrid in the Madrid derby. If I just backstep and segue a little bit and look at the rest of the results there, where the girls are concerned. Another team I'm looking for there is Real Betis. So where is Real Betis? That is a club belonging to Tiffany Cameron. And let's just go over and look at the substitution there. It's getting better where Tiffany Cameron is concerned. Remember, over the last string of games, you're used to seeing her coming on deep inside the latter stage. For context purpose, she pretty much missed out on an entire preseason due to the unfortunate visa paperwork documentation issue. So I think, unfortunately for her, she's now being made to play catch up. And hopefully, now that she's coming on inside the 69th minute. Obviously, we prefer to see her start the game or come on in the early stage of the second 45, but I think these things takes time, and hopefully as the season progresses, we'll now see Tiffany Cameron either starting the game or coming on sooner inside the second 45. So with that, as I said, Tiffany Cameron there came on in the 69th minute, and if I scroll back up and look at the result, what that means is that Tiffany Cameron came on inside the 69th minute to help Real Betis secure their first win of the season, beating Granada 2-1. Now, if I go back and look at the table there, let's see if I can scroll down. Can I scroll down? I don't think I can. What on earth is going on? I don't think I can scroll down, so I might have to just look at it on another tab myself. You guys probably going to have to trust me on this one, because technology can sometimes be a pain. Funny enough, I can scroll on to the tab that you guys can't see. So for context purposes there, that is 7 games played for Tiffany Cameron's Real Betis, 1 win in their back pocket, and 2 draws and 4 losses. It's not looking great there, guys, where Real Betis and also Espanyol's concerned, Espanyol being the club belonging to Trudy Carter. It's not looking great. My only real hope is that it is early days, but you know how football goes. You do need to get a potent start, right? If you want to stay in the league, you do need to make sure that you get yourself a potent start and also a strong finish to complement your good start to the season. So at the moment there, it's pretty much neck and neck in at the bottom of the table there. In 14th place we've got Real Betis, and in 15th place we've got Espanyol, again, the club belonging to Trudy Carter. You know that we do definitely have our preferred results. The preferred results that we want to see happening is that hopefully both of those teams, they can avoid any potential drop. Same goes for Kayla McKenna and Madrid CFF. They currently sit in 12th position. Now, you guys have been watching my show for some time, so you know that last season we were looking at a relegation scrap there for Kayla McKenna's previous club, Villarreal. Unfortunately, they took a hit and they got relegated from top tier of women's football in Spain. I'm hoping for Kayla McKenna's sake that she's not jumped ship and then jumped into another sinking ship in the name of Madrid CFF. But saying that to say, nevertheless, we're definitely going to be keeping our eyes peeled as things pan out in Liga F. I do want to see if I can bring up Trudy Carter's team, Espanyol. Not really sure what's going on here, guys. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Sometimes this is one of my biggest pet peeve with women's football, is just that information is sometimes you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I've looked through this one a number of times. No Trudy Carter. I've also checked the subs bench, and women's football, they don't tend to reveal much. You know, everyone, the clubs, and also, unfortunately, the players tend to hold their cards close to their chest. Big up the players who are doing the complete opposite, who are keeping their fan base informed. That's one of my biggest pet peeve when it comes to women's football, and also our Reggae Girlz as well. I do believe that they're doing themselves a massive disservice. I'm not asking you to tell us about your personal lives, because me personally, I'm not concerned about people's personal lives unless it's a matter of they need help. And if we can help, we obviously extend our help onto them. But I pretty much don't care about players and their personal lives, but I don't think it would hurt to utilize your social media to its maximum strength in terms of letting us know what's going on. A lot of the times people are like searching for like what's going on as it relates to Reggae Girlz, and they probably go over to like Instagrams, and there's their Instagram account and there's nothing over there. Like, it's just completely dead. Not all of the Reggae Girlz are like that. Some of them are, as I said, the complete opposite, and they do make maximum use of their social media account, and they build a relationship with their followers and also the guys that support them at the international level. And I think it works to their advantage. Definitely think it works to their advantage. So that's one of the things that I think our girls should get better at, especially in situations where you're playing in leagues that isn't accessible. I think you do yourself a massive disservice if you're not using your social media to keep your followers informed. You know, the men's game do it all the time. So I'm not really sure why women footballers are not doing the same. I remember I had a conversation with a reggae girl a while back, and I did actually pose the question. I was just like, why aren't you using your social media to like inform the fan base as to what's going on with you? Because me personally, I really do hate asking the players for information with regards to what's going on with them at club level, because I just don't like disturbing people. So I asked this reggae girl, you know, what's going on? How come you don't put stuff on your Instagram? And she was just like, because she thinks that no one will be interested. And I'm like, oh, you're out of your mind? Like, you're a reggae girl, you play for Jamaica. Of course people are interested. So maybe it's a confidence thing, which is crazy to think, because they look like a confident bunch to me, most certainly when they're playing as a team, playing as a unit, or donning the black, gold, and green. They look hella confident to me, but maybe it's probably different when you're using your social media. Saying that to say, I think that's an area that they can most certainly improve upon. Utilize your social media, you know, keep us informed, let us know what's what. All right, so let's segue a little bit, and let's stay in Europe, and let's look at football elsewhere. Let's head over to Turkey and see what our former Reggae Girls captain's up to with regards to her team. And if you've been following the show, you should know that Konya Plummer, she now plays in Turkey. That should not come as a surprise to you if you've been following the show. Might be a surprise if you've been out the loop. So you'll not be made to play catch up. Don't worry, I got you covered. So you can see their last game. I think I actually gave you guys this result against Galatasaray. They beat Galatasaray 2-0. Pretty sure I gave you guys this result already. So what we're going to do is that, because there isn't no additional result to share with you guys, so we're going to just look at the table and Konya Plummer, and they are still sitting pretty at the top of their league, and that is the Women's Super League over in Turkey. Long may it continue. I don't think you need me to read this one out. It does read for itself. 6 matches played, 6 wins in their back pocket, maximum points of 18 with a goal difference of 25. So they clearly have the superior goal difference there where their league is concerned. Next in line, you have I think this is pronounced Fomget. They have a goal difference of 6. So you can see the superiority there where Konya Plummer and Fenerbahce is concerned. I'm hoping and praying to God that she goes on to winning the league there, lifting some silverware come the end of the season with Fenerbahce. So things is on a upward and positive trajectory as it relates to our former captain Konya Plummer. Again, looking at international break, and with this big clash coming up against France, unfortunately, our former captain is unavailable due to passport limitations. That one there, I think, still wide open to interpretation. I've decided now to just definitely side eye the JFF. Something's telling me that you guys are a little bit dodgy, right? So yeah, I'm now side eyeing the JFF, and I might just talk about that on a separate live stream, because no matter how much they dress themselves up in their nice little clean cut suit, I just feel like I can't trust them 100%, you know. And I've already, as I said, looked at agents, representative, player care officers, the people around our players, so like the people around the likes of our captain Bunny, and also the same goes for Konya Plummer. And now I'm just looking at the JFF, you know, looking at them, definitely looking at them. So as we're in Europe, I guess we could just segue and make our way to Portugal. We're going to Portugal. I'm sure you guys know why we're going to Portugal. Definitely making our way to Portugal for Jody Brown, the babyface assassin. Similar to the last results concerning Fenerbahce and Konya Plummer, I'm almost certain that we discussed this result as well there, because this one was actually played. Last result was actually played on the 12th of October. So I feel like we've gone over that. So to stop myself from regurgitating, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the table a bit like Konya Plummer and Fenerbahce. And again, this makes for a pretty reading where Benfica and Brody Brown is concerned. 6 matches played, 6 wins in their back pocket, maximum points of 18 with a goal difference of 16. They're closely being followed by Braga. Braga are tailing them. Only 2 points behind them. Braga sit on 16 points. They have the slight better goal difference of 17. Remember, Jody Brown and Benfica currently have a goal difference of 16. And if I keep it pushing, let's go. Where haven't we been yet, guys? I think one thing I need to teach myself is that once I finish talking about a particular club, I should just like close the tab in front of me. Because if not, I am left feeling a little bit confused as I am now. I have no idea where I'm going next. I think I'm actually going to Italy. I think we need to take a little trip to Italy there, guys. Let's see if we can bring this up on the screen for you. Interesting game, this. And you should know why it's interesting if you've been following the career path of if you've been following the sorry guys, I've got my fan on because I can't breathe properly without the fan, but it's also making me quite stuffy. So I do apologize. If you've been following the career path of Big Swaby, Alison Swaby, you should know why this made for a interesting game. Maybe not so with regards to the result, but let's just scroll down and give you guys what you guys are asking for as it relates to Alison Swaby. You can see there the upward arrow, meaning that she was substituted into the game. And if I scroll over to the timeline, I'm substituted in the latter stages there of the second 45 inside the 86 minutes to be precise. And what that means is that Alison Swaby came off the bench in the latter stages of the match against her former club Roma as AC Milan fell to a 2-1 defeat. Always part of me still questions, and I don't know the player, so I don't have the answer, but part of me still question why she chose to leave Roma. And I guess, you know, hindsight probably does that to you. Hindsight definitely does that to you. And I don't know, I just part of me kind of still wish that she stayed at Roma. Kind of felt like, again, I'm not privy to certain type of information, but it seems like she might have been best settled at Roma. But that is, I'm probably as far from the truth because I obviously don't know her on a personal level. So I am probably way off target and could not be further away from the truth, right? But clearly she decided to leave for a reason. Why that reason is, I don't know. Be interesting to know why she chose to leave AS Roma. I do have some more fixtures there to give you guys. Let's see if I can screen share something. I bet it's not going to work. Whenever I try to test something out with you guys, test out something new, it doesn't tend to work. You know what? All right, let's see. Let me see. Let's see something. Let's see if it works. Bear with me, guys. I'm not finished with you guys just yet. Let's see. I bet it's not gonna work. But anyways, let's just see what's what. Is it gonna work? It's not gonna work, is it? All right, let me, I think I'm just gonna have to do this old school. Sometimes these things have a way of embarrassing me. Let's see if it actually comes up. I don't think it's gonna come up. Does it come up? Of course not. Of course it doesn't come up because it wants to embarrass me. All right, let me see if I could use my Instagram instead. I'm almost finished, guys. All right, so I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I am almost finished. Let's see. Do they have an Instagram account? Let's see if they have an Instagram account. I prefer to share my screen with you guys whilst I am going through the results. All right. Okay. I think I might have been able to pull it off. All right. Let's change screens. All right. So staying in Europe, let's go to Germany. Don't know if you guys ever been to Germany. A lovely country, if you ask. Lovely country. And if we're in Germany, you know we're there to see one lady and one lady only. That is Paige Bailey-Gill. So as I said, previously she was playing for Newcastle United. You guys should already know that because we followed her career, her journey last season and the season before. And now she's playing for Sand. That is a German club there. They're positioned in Division 2 of the Bundesliga, as you guys can see there, written in the top left hand corner. Not the result that we would have wanted there for Paige Bailey-Gill and her club. This is an unfortunate 4-2 defeat on the stroke of the international break. Hopefully, when they go back to when things resume after the international break, hopefully they can find themselves returning to winning ways. Currently, they are sat in the 11th position, but hopefully things can get better for them. Paige Bailey-Gill, an intriguing player. She's definitely an intriguing player. I still think she has a high ceiling. I'm just trying to map out how you go about maximizing her potential. I do still believe that she has a high ceiling. She has some delightful goals in her arsenal. You look at a couple of the goals that she scored there for her respective clubs, from Arsenal, Leicester City. She's scored some delightful goals there, guys. Again, I'm just trying to wrap my head around how do they get her to like maximize her potential, because no shade to second tier of women's football in Germany, but I think she's way better than that. And I'm not trying to shade the league. Definitely not trying to do that, but I think for what you know of Paige's career, she's definitely way better than that league. Again, no disrespect to the second tier of women's football in Germany, but she's most certainly better than competing at that division. But I guess on a positive note, it's good that she's getting she's at a club where she'll be able to accumulate some applaudable number of minutes. It's better for her to do that than to be sat at home searching for a club or chasing down a league where they might not be searching for a winger or a forward. So go where you're wanted, don't stay where you're tolerated, is what I always say. And that could just be the case there for Paige Bailey-Gill and her new club, SC Sand. Wishing them all the best of the season. Definitely would love to see Paige Bailey-Gill there maximize her potential, because she can do so much better. But I think a lot of these things comes down to maybe hindsight, experience, and also the people that you have around you. She's one of those people that she fascinates me. Definitely fascinates me, because I think if you look at her career, especially like the early days of her career, at one point there was comparisons being drawn to your Chelsea's Lauren James. The names were definitely being thrown in the same conversation. So I still think it goes without saying with players, class is permanent. And I think it for someone like a Paige Bailey-Gill, it's no different. It's definitely no different. The class is still there. The talent is still there. And hopefully she's able to bring all of that to fruition. Let's just see how old is Paige, by the way. Let me go ahead and see. Paige Bailey-Gill. How old is she? My mind's telling me 21, but I could be wrong. Let's go and she's 22. Close. She's 22. She's young. She's a little spring chicken. She's young. She got time. She's got years to turn it around. She's got years to turn it around. She's only 22, guys. Yeah, she's I'm gonna say no, I'm not gonna say she's got time on her hands because football is a funny old game, but she can definitely turn this one around. Couple clubs there that she's played for. I've already mentioned Arsenal and Leicester City. You guys should already know Crystal Palace and again Newcastle. But she can definitely turn this one around, guys. I've got faith in her that she can turn this one around and get her name back in the conversation with the likes of your Lauren James. It's happened before, and I'm sure she can turn it around and let it happen again once more on a continuous basis. Drummy Madrista, big up yourself, Drummy Madrista. I hope you are well. Owen has just reminded me of something because I would have closed off on my live stream without tapping into the youngest in charge. I'm gonna jump the gun here. I'm assuming we're talking about Zoe Matthews, right? Owen, apologies if me and you're talking about two different players. My apologies. A pimp name, your name makes me laugh so much. A pimp named Slipback. Big up yourself there in the comment section. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Zoe Matthews. I want to do something, but I don't want to get a copyright violation. How do I do this? All right, so I want to talk about Zoe Matthews. And she recently made her NWS debut for Houston Dash, right? So we've got a couple players there playing for Houston Dash. Couple players. We've got a player in Havana. I've already told you guys about Havana. She's currently on the treatment table. She picked up what was reported as a knee injury for Kiki Van Zanten. She has made her return back from injury. That was a foot injury, and we've seen some weeks back that she was participating in training. I think that was a light training. I think when you have those type of injuries, clubs will be taking precautionary measures to ensure that you don't aggravate said injuries, right? So I think for someone like Kifi, she's young. There's no need to rush her back. You can just take it slow and steady with her. So I think in terms of her return there, I think it is as I said, slow, but I think it is done for precautionary reasons. Going back to Zoe Matthews there and her NWS debut. Again, I'm trying to see if I can bring something up my end that doesn't breach copyright violation. And I'm not sure I can because I feel like whatever I click on, it just might trigger. All right, let me try and see if I can get this one up. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with this photo here of Zoe. And I think, yeah, this is photo of Zoe Matthews and her parents. So let's just dive right into it. Again, the youngest in charge. I do like when we have these young players coming up in the Reggae Girlz ranking because they do tend to get us excited, you know, just like our babyface assassin. Not too long ago, we was talking about Jodie Brown being that live wire, that fresh babyface 16-year-old, and time has passed since then. She's not 16, she's not sweet 16 no more. Still calling her the babyface assassin. I don't think she's going to lose that name. I think that name for me sticks with her like glue. It says here, Knight Rider says, as the women's game grow, it's becoming harder to remain in the top teams. Yes, it is, definitely. So let's just go ahead. I don't know if Owen is still about, but he said, is Zoe going to rep Jamaica? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm assuming he's talking about Zoe Matthews. I don't know if he is, but let's just go ahead and talk about Zoe Matthews there, guys. as you can see, that picture there in front of you. So for context, Houston Dash put out some information some weeks back. I think it might have been like around the 11th of October, where they basically shared with us that Zoe Matthews had signed a contract through to the 2026 season, right? And what that meant was that she became the youngest player to sign for the Dash. And the more good news follows as it relates to Matthews and the Matthews household. You can see there Zoe Matthews with her parents beaming from ear to ear. And if I go back, actually, I probably should have brought up that game there for Houston Dash to give you guys some added context. Let's see if I can bring that one up for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and change my tab real quick. So if I go here and look at Zoe Matthews, I should be able to find her. You can see her, she came on inside the 85th minutes. And what that meant was that, as I said before, in doing so, she made her professional debut. And in making her professional debut, Matthews is the youngest player to earn minutes for the Houston Dash. So for me, the youngest in charge, long may it continue. Excited as I said, when it comes to these young players blossoming for either their respective college or their respective clubs. I hope that it does continue in a upward and positive trajectory where the young Reggae Girls are concerned, and also the senior Reggae Girls as well. Long may it continue in terms of the growth, development, and success of their careers. I think that potentially brings an end to our live stream there, guys. Let me go over onto X and see if there's anything says. Why is it saying that it's down? Let's just go ahead and see if there's anything else left to share with you guys. All right. You know what? I was going to play something, but I really don't want no one flagging my channel. Instead, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys to just head over to the Jamaica Football Federation either onto their, what do you want to call it, their Twitter page. I still call it Twitter, although it's now called X. Nice to see that they're now promoting the game. Well done, guys. We got there in the end. Although I still believe at this point you've undersold the game, but it's good to see that now you're doing what you should have been doing a few weeks ago, right? So let's just go ahead and click on the poster there where it says 3 days to go, France versus the Reggae Girlz, a 2:05 p.m. kickoff there if you are based in Jamaica. And for just a gentle reminder, this game kicks off this Friday, October the 25th. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to sit back and watch this one because it's probably going to be done during work hours for a lot of you. So 2:05, much of you are still at work. So I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to find the time to watch that one. For me, yes, I'm going to try and see if I can watch it. A day after my birthday, I would love to have a birthday win against France, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see if it's possible. Let's go ahead and see what else the JFF have put out. Let me just go over. I'm gonna go into a separate tab because there might be some videos there, and I really don't want no one being petty with me and flagging my channel. So I'm not gonna post a video. Instead, I'm gonna look at it, but you guys can't see me looking at it. So it seems like it's a training video. The Reggae Girlz out doing some training. How long is this? It's just under a minute long. So yeah, you guys can probably go ahead and watch this one in your own time. I would love to play it for you guys, but as I said, I don't really want anyone at the JFF being petty and flagging my channel. So I'm not gonna go ahead and play that one for you guys. There's also some pictures. I don't know, maybe I could show the pictures instead, right? So I can switch now and show the pictures because I don't really think they're gonna flag for pictures, to be honest with you. All right, so let's go ahead and so it says here the girls' first training session feels so good to be back. And you got the girls there with the backroom staff out on the grass, getting through their training. Even this pitch looks better than the pitch at the National Stadium. Do they have anything else over on the? Can you guys see that? Let me see if you guys can see what I can see. Yes, you can. I'm gonna go over and see if they've got anything else left to share. Did they have anything? They got a video, got another video. It says beautiful morning in France from the staff of the Reggae Girlz. I'm not gonna play that video again because I'm trying to avoid copyright violation. I'm not gonna lie to you, JFF. Your promotion of this game is embarrassing. It's so shameful. It's so shameful, and please don't use the excuse of we're playing away to France, so France should be the ones that promote the game. Like, focus on your own race. Focus on your own race. France are not going to promote this game for Jamaica fans. They promote it for themselves and for people in France, for their French supporters, but they're not promoting it on our behalf. That's where you come in. That's where you chip in. That's where you chime in. So your promotion of this Reggae Girlz match is embarrassing. Like, shame on the whole lot of you. Every single person that's in charge of promoting and marketing, you should hang your heads in shame. Your promotion has been disastrous. You've had a disaster class. I'm not really sure how you managed to do that, but you've had a disaster class. For all the good that you did with the Reggae Boys, this is just shocking. Let me take that back. It's not shocking. It's embarrassing because nothing that you guys do when it comes to the inequality on the unfair treatment for the women's team shocks me. It's just embarrassing, to be honest with you. It's completely embarrassing, and please don't use the excuse of it's we're playing away and it's not up to us to sell tickets. Nobody's asking you to sell the tickets. Promotion is not black and white. Promotion comes in different layers. Promotion is not solely black and white. And as I said, promoting the game, you're doing that for the Reggae Girlz fans' sake. You're not doing that for the French supporters. You're doing it for our fans' sake. So we know about the game. So we know when the game's going to be played. So we know what we need to do to get to the match and so on. So you've done a piss poor job of selling the games, and yeah, you deserve to be told. Whether or not you care, I couldn't care less, but it's not going to stop me from telling you that you're doing a horrendous job so far. Owen says, like up the videos. Please do. Please do go ahead and like up the video, guys. So let's see. What else do they have to share on the Reggae Girlz? There's not really much there to share, guys. The same tiresome minimal effort. It's not really much to talk about as it relates to the football federation. Unfortunately, oh my god, it's playing something. Let's swap this. Copyright. We don't want to get a copyright violation. Was backtracking a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and go back over to the page. So I think that is that, guys. There isn't really much to talk about. The buzz definitely isn't there. I don't know about you guys, but the buzz for this match definitely isn't there. If it was the men's team, it would be completely different though, right? So let me know if you guys want me to segue and talk about something else before I close off on my live stream. I am coming towards the end. I've done what I needed to do in terms of speaking about the Reggae Girlz and their performance at club level. And I think I should be back Wednesday, although I'm already into my Wednesday. Later on, potentially, yeah, less than 24 hours, I should be back. Thursday, I won't be doing a live stream. Thursday, I'm taking the day off. So yeah, let me know what you guys if you guys have any questions, then throw them at me. I'm about to close off on my stream. Let me see. I think that's me done there, guys. Before I go though, let me go ahead and look at my comment section. Comment section's been like relatively quiet tonight. But anyways, Conrad, big up yourself, Jordan, big up yourself, Knight Rider, big up yourself, Owen, big up yourself, Drummy Madrista, big up yourself, a pimp named Slickback. Hey, big up yourself, Night Rider. I hope you guys are all in good health. And to those of you who are silently watching, please next time get friendly with the like button. Also get friendly with the comment section as well. Let me go ahead and go over to my channel and see if I've missed out on anything. I think that's that. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. I think I've covered everything, guys. I think I'm done. Think I've covered everything. Nothing else left to share with you all. Let's see. All right, let's check this one also. Hmm. Oh my god, go back. Let's see. You know what? Let me turn this TV down because I feel like you guys can hear my TV. Let's turn that down. What do we have here? Okay, what do we have here? Okay, it's not even worth diving into. All right, guys, I think that is me done. Been talking with you guys, so 1 hour and 35 minutes. That's definitely not what I bargained for, but yeah. I think I am done. All right, guys, I'm going to have to close off on my live stream now. I'm trying to think what I can do for you guys tomorrow. Or I should say later on today. I'm sure I'll think of something. Something needs to be done, given that you won't be seeing me on Thursday. Oh god. I think that's that. All right, guys. You know what? I am going to close off. I think I've taken up far too much of your time, so I am going to have to love you and leave you. You know how it goes. If you are out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. If you're new to the channel, I do hope that you've gone ahead and done the decent thing and hit the subscribe button. It does not cost you a penny. Also, go ahead and hit the like button. These things don't cost you a penny, guys. Do go ahead and be a decent human being. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. If I don't see you between now and later on today, then I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. If I don't see you on Friday for whatever the reason is, personal commitments, I'm assuming most of you probably won't be here due to the timing of the match. And that's fine. If you can't make it, you can't make it, but I will try to give you guys a watch along, just so long as it is feasible. Once it is feasible, I will go ahead and give you guys a live watch along of Jamaica taking on France in the, what is that, in taking on France in France. And with that being said, let me just go ahead and close off on my stream because I'm feeling a little bit drained now and also hungry, feeling a little bit hungry. So let's just go ahead and end the live stream. All right. Again, if you are out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed, because walking through your doors is an underrated blessings, right? And you know how it goes. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.